What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pura Vida Pod.
Welcome back to Pura Vida Pod, guys. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute.
Action. I was waiting for that. Anyways, yo, it's been a long time since we last made an episode. As you can see, beautiful background. We finally put the decorative wall up, which we told you guys about, and we put some soundproof foam things, whatever they're called, to block away some of the noise, like the AC and other stuff. As you guys could hear a little bit better, we still have the same mic that we were using before, but eventually we'll invest in some better stuff. But that's why everything's been on hold, because we've been making sure everything's good to go. A lot of news. New job again. I got a new job. My last job, the hours were kind of slow just because it was the end of the season. I had to find another job. I'm working at a call center now. I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly where, but I'm working at a call center. I'm doing training right now. So I should be out on the floor soon. I'm loving it though. I'm actually liking it a lot. I believe in the product. I believe in what we sell. So I'm excited. A little bit about you. What have you been up to?
Man, everything and nothing. Same old, just working, gym, trying to keep it together, man. We got a lot going on as far as the family that you guys don't know about, especially this month. So it's been kind of all over the place. But I mean, we're here, we're healthy, and we're ready, man. Always ready. Always positive attitude, man, and keep going.
Yeah, this time the only thing I say we would do different. I'm not gonna promise anything. It's hard to, like, even as much as you want to post every week or every 2 weeks or every certain amount of time, it's just hard to because life happens. So we're just gonna be filming whenever we can. My job is full time now, so editing whenever we can. So we'll just drop episodes whenever we can. So yeah. Just be on the lookout. Look at our Instagram at the Pura Vida Pod. And we'll announce there when we have a new episode dropping. If you want to be one of our guests, please feel free to DM us. We'll talk to anyone about anything. Again, the point of our podcast is to talk to everyday people, just about, you know, their experiences, their upbringing, plans for the future, and then you get to bring a topic that you want to talk about, and we'll discuss it. We'll talk about anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you got any friends that are interested, I mean, spread the word. We'll literally bring anybody on here. So. Yeah,
anything. You want to promote your business, if you are an entrepreneur, or you work for someone or whatever, you just want to have a good talk, chill, hang out, like, let's do it.
Yeah. Shout out Cole Anthony.
Yeah. Come on.
So today we have our special guest is going to be someone who actually works with me. He's a coworker. Fabi hasn't met him yet. Cool guy though, super cool guy. I met him at work a couple of weeks ago. He's had an interesting life story, so he's gonna be talking to us a little bit about that. And nothing. Enjoy this episode. Please comment, like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. And thank you guys for the continued support. Really appreciate it. All right, so this is our special guest, how we mentioned earlier. My guy James. Go ahead, shout yourself out. Mention yourself, your socials, all that stuff.
Listen. JS_Trey on Instagram, and I'm trying to actually make that across the board. I'm trying to just JS_Trey TR3.
Not Toxic Trey, not yet.
That's the only fans.
But hey, we'll give you a sub, man. I probably won't watch your content, but I hope y'all get some money, you know.
Nah, I appreciate that. That's another side thing.
There you go.
But yeah, it's gonna be that across the board. JS_TR3.
All right, so basically, man, what we do with all our guests, kind of just like, I know you have a lot of stories. You told me you had an interesting life, so we'll probably have a couple of episodes with you. So let's just, kind of like go over a couple of things. Talk to us about yourself. Where are you from? Kind of like your upbringing, kind of like something like that. Talk about that.
All right, best of both worlds. I got the north and the south. Buffalo, New York. That's where I was born and kind of raised at. Bailey, East Side. Everybody knows the place of the snow. We grew up in snow. It's cold. I remember like standing at the bus stop, bro. You ever dealt with snow?
No, I mean not on that level. I mean I've seen snow once, but like it's just nothing crazy.
Standing at the bus stop, you got like 4 shirts on, a jacket, a hoodie, another jacket over that, but it's still cold. Like you still when it's snowing and like a blizzard going on, it's cold to where it's like it feel like knives just cutting your face, like when the wind blows. Like it's cold. Will I ever go back and live there? No. I came down here and I thaw it out. That's what we like to say in my family. Yeah, around like 14, 15. That's when we moved here, like 2002, 3. Pops, job, military, all of that. Came down here. Went to Riverview. I had a nice little name there too. I actually created like a little clique called VIP.
Okay.
We one story, like I said about my stories.
Pause real quick, hold up. Alright, so comment below how old you think this guy is. Cause the first day at work, he told us his age, we're like, nah, that's cap. Big cap.
But yeah.
Alright, how old are you?
I'm 35.
35. That's
I will be
crazy.
36 literally next month.
That's wild.
You don't look at it all.
Not at all, bro. I seen this guy that was like, he's 28, 27, around my age. 35.
Yeah, in training, there was like 4 or 3 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a house in Houston. I have 5 kids.
And I'm 35.
I said something else. And I'm 35. It was like, yeah, you're not 35. Out of everything else that I said,
That's crazy.
it's like, yeah, nah, you're not 35.
Nah,
It's
yeah.
like, that's actually the truth.
That's crazy.
The
Y'all
lie,
know. Go ahead.
the lie was I didn't have 5. I don't have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all know what they say. Black don't crack, man. That's crazy.
And I'm completely into fitness and like taking care of myself. I watch what I eat. I'm in the gym like literally every day. Probably gonna go after this. But
Yeah, back to it. Sorry for that.
no, it's all good. At the school, we had this like setup to where we all wore camouflage.
Right.
So my whole clique wore camouflage, and it's like 30 of us, males and females. We come to school, we all got on like you know what I'm saying, fatigues and all of that. School, they come up, they're like, all right, you're suspended. And anybody else who don't have a change of clothes, ISS.
That's great.
You're like, hey, yo.
What's going on?
That's the type of like influence that I had in school, as far as like even the teachers knew, like, all right, he's leading the pack. Bro, I'm talking, even my fights in school, it was just like, they hear about it and then they'll come get me from class.
Yeah.
Like, yep, we know.
So with fighting specifically, did you ever take any type of training, or did you just grow up fighting? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, my cousin took karate. And this was in New York. My cousin took karate, and when I was with him, like, that was paid for. But how the building was set up, like the basement had like boxing, so I had nothing to do. I did boxing for like 2 years.
Okay.
It's conditioning and I know a little something. I didn't get into it, but
Gotcha. Trucks. You had an interesting life when it went like traveling and all that stuff.
2016, I got my CDL. I had moved back here. I was living in Arizona, in Phoenix, and I had to bring my daughter back because her mom lives here. So it was just like, we was already out there for like a year and some change, and my baby mom was tripping. So it was just like, you know what, I really want to go back. Plus, she needed her mom. It's a lot of stuff that I can't teach as me. So we came back here, and I was just trying to figure out what I was gonna do as far as like take care of her, provide, like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
Got my CDL because somebody influenced me to do it. They was talking to me about it, so I went and got my CDL, and that changed everything. 2016, I got my CDL, started driving over the road, company driver. And it's crazy because the first year I get on the truck, loud music, riding, bouncing around, blowing money because the money is completely different now. So it's coming. It's like, oh, what?
Sure.
I can make this back like next week.
Yeah.
So, but year like 2, now it's like riding in silence. Like now it's silent rides, like whole 8 hours, like no music, no nothing, just like in my head the whole ride. Year like 3, 4, now it's like, okay, documentaries, trying to learn stuff, like I'd be surprising the shit out of Josh all the time. When I look over in y'all chat and I tell him, he be like, "Hey, you know that?"
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, when you speak it, I'm trying to translate in my head, so I get like the first 3 words, and then I lost you because I had to stop listening to translate. And he be like, "Oh," and it's like, yeah, I don't know how to just completely know what that means. I gotta put it in my head and translate. Because I used to be on the truck like 4 hours of Spanish, learning languages. Like that's one of my goals.
Okay.
But yeah, documentaries, just trying to like elevate myself, like chakras, spirituality, religions, just picking stuff apart, just living in my head for like, it's been like that for the last like 6-7 years.
I feel like that's something great where like, I want to say non-white America, we spend our time, I guess, like doing non-productive things, and I include myself, even Spanish people, because like, bro, most people they have an image of this is what we can accomplish and we can't get any higher.
Right.
So I feel like it's good when we go out of our way to become someone and learn things and spend our time productively, so we can do something with our lives instead of being stuck. You know what I mean?
Definitely, you got to get away from the influence.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's. No, I know that's exactly what it was. Cause like I told, like we've had conversations. I told you I rapped. I did a whole bunch of street stuff. But once I got on the truck and now I'm just over the road, it's no influence. Cause like friends that you think is your friends, you're not hearing from everybody so often. Like you're not hearing from nobody. Over time, it's just you.
Yeah.
And that's how it was on the truck. It was just me. And I think that's what everybody needs. Like not only like the everybody. Not no race involved. Like everybody needs like some time to yourself to really put together everything that you're trying to do. Really build a purpose to really understand. Like, all right, this is the road I'm taking, so you can like just be stable within yourself.
Right.
Like, I really push for that.
Good. Good. Do you have any questions in the meantime?
I got a couple. So you were talking about high school and how you got your trucking license afterwards. I heard you had a kid by the time you had your trucking license. How was that process for you after high school? Like, what was the first thing you wanted to do, and how'd you transition into trucking? And did you have any challenges that first year of trucking?
Of trucking?
Yeah.
No. Well, see, it's a gap between there. I graduated high school in 2005. I didn't get my CDL until 2016. When I first graduated high school, I was supposed to go to UCF to play football. I didn't want to get hit no more. I was a running back. I was tired of getting tackled. Like I even played defense and I even played semi-pro afterwards, but I was tired of getting hit. So I basically was in the streets. Like directly after high school, I was in the streets. I, living that type of life. Sure. So from there to my daughter came, because she came when I was 24. That's when it was like, because honestly, I told myself when I was like 17, I moved out my parents' crib. I moved into a crib with some roommates. I was still in high school, but that's y'all from here, right?
Yeah.
That's different. Up north, like once you're like 17, 18, if you don't got your own crib, like you're a bum.
Really?
Like that we at that age, we're trying to
get out.
Like before you even finish high school, like you supposed to have your own spot. Like that's like having Jordans. Like you have to do that. Yeah. So I was like that here. I had my own spot. I mean, with some roommates, but I had a spot, and we was thugging. But I told myself like I wasn't gonna take like life serious until I was like 25. Like I was like, I want to have fun. I don't want to do what I see other people doing. Have a bunch of kids or so. Yeah, I did stay clear of that for a while. 18 to like 24. About 6 years. I was ducking and dodging, but eventually caught up. For sure. But when my daughter came, that's when I stopped smoking. I stopped doing a whole bunch of stuff. It was just like, all right, I got to be smarter with everything that I'm doing. So that's when I studied and then took the class for the telecommunications, and that's when I started doing all the IT stuff, all the IT work, and that's why I moved to Arizona, because all the IT work, because I went to Arizona, then I went to South Carolina, I went to South Carolina, wait, Arizona, South Carolina, back here.
Okay.
And then back to Arizona.
All right.
Got you. With the whole topic about like smoking and all that stuff, I would assume you're already used to it for a while. How was that process? How long did it take you to be clear of that, or like what changed? Was it your mentality? What kind of like steps did you take for that?
My mentality. Like I knew, like we know we supposed to stop or not supposed to, but it was just more like around the time when my daughter came, and it was just like I was trying to stop. When I do smoke, when I was high, it was like a guilty feeling. It wasn't like alright, shut up.
Yeah.
It was more so like I was beating myself up. Like, yo, you need to be more productive.
Yeah.
You need to, like, it was one of that. And most people, when I do explain that, they be like, well, you should have kept smoking because it was pushing you towards, and it's like, nah, bro. Because some days I just want to chill, and I don't need myself beating myself up. Like, nah, you need to be more productive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. Like, you're not supposed to get that when you're high.
Right.
Like,
For sure, for
like,
sure.
you want to chill.
So do you feel like you replaced that with like maybe taking care of yourself, like health wise, like going to the gym, stuff like that?
No, not necessarily. No.
Okay.
I was already into being in the gym all the time. Like, that's just what I always did, because I just come from a family of like military, and my pops was, all right, you get up 25 push-ups. My uncle, we used to take a deck of cards, shuffle them up, sit them down, face down, flip them over, whatever number you got, so many push-ups you doing. And we're going through the whole deck.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
dope. Yeah.
No, it's not dope.
No. dope concept.
As a kid, you like 12, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you don't want to do no push-ups.
I want to go play. Like, nah,
Right.
do this deck of cards. Me and my cousins, it'd be like, it would be a group of us, like 4 of us.
Yeah.
So
I
we
might
sitting
have
there.
to do that with this guy right
That's what I'm saying. That like
Hey, yo.
that's up for me. Like I might start getting deck of cards. I got it right there.
Hey, I mean, over time, it worked. But like getting in, taking care of myself. I replaced weed with Black and Miles. That was I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing, but something had to give.
Yeah.
I can pass drug tests now.
Yeah, for
Like, that's how I looked at it.
For sure.
That's good.
But yeah, that wasn't really hard because of, like I said, the mentality wise, it was mentally. I got to a point where it was just like I need to be at a place where I'm at peace, as far as like, or a typical day, like I can be out on a boat with my dad fishing, and like I don't, like my bills is taken care of for a good 6 months to a year, up forward. I know I'm getting some type of residual income. Like once you're in that position and you don't have, less worries as a man. We're men, so we got a lot of pressure on us.
For sure.
So once I'm there and that pressure is gone, I feel like at that point is when I can really enjoy like being high again, or smoking.
Right.
If I wouldn't smoke, I would put in tea. Now,
for sure.
from what I've learned. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you always have like a vision for yourself at a young age, or everything just kind of happened? You kind of went with the flow, and you are who you are today.
Vision.
Yeah.
I rapped,
Right.
so it was just like I felt like I was the best rapper alive at that point.
Right.
So it was just like, this is what I'm doing, and I was in the streets, bro. I did feel I was smarter than the other street people, so like what I was doing, I felt like I was always gonna be good as far as getting. Like they tell you, once you in, it's only 2 ways out this game, like dead or jail, and it's like I felt like I was above that. Like nah, I got ways to make this shit happen without those 2 outcomes.
Right.
Like certain things that I did, I had a driver, like a limo driver. Like I basically just gave him cocaine or like some weed, and he'll take me everywhere, so I didn't have to worry about being pulled over and having shit on me. I just had him driving me around because I didn't want to get pulled over, like, and now I got all this shit on me. But it's a limo, they don't get pulled over.
Right.
So and then he was cool. He was a cool dude. I fuck with him too.
Nice.
I don't know what happened to him. It's so long ago. Like
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I had a driver. I was in the streets and shit like that I did. When I did do things myself, I had trailers it's trailers.
Yeah.
Right? All of them trailers right there. I used to serve all of that area, cause I'll go over there, and I'll let them know like, yo, if y'all all y'all cop from me, I'll give y'all extra. But I'm only gonna come on Friday in between 5 and 6. So now I put myself in traffic. I can't get pulled over. I have to go slow. It's 5 o'clock traffic. I go dump everything off in that the trailer park community, and whatever. Even if I got left, like I got like $80 worth of dope left, just gave it to him. Here, just appreciate y'all for waiting.
Yeah.
So I pick it up, drop it off. I'm back at home by like 7. I'm good.
Nice, man. You mentioned something, and again, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not. Being around like celebrities and stuff like that. Was it because of rapping and stuff like that, or
rapping? Being in the streets. Like I told you, Full Sail. All of that. Yeah. My grandfather right now, he's tied with Cash Money. He's on the road with Juvenile 24/7. My grandfather is tied to a lot of people in this city. They call him Bishop or Magic Don Juan. Like he's a thing. I don't know if y'all go to strip clubs, but if y'all have recently, you probably seen him there. Like he's older, but he just like me. You would never know that he was like in his 70s.
Yeah, that's why.
But
that's crazy.
But
Runs in the
he's
family.
out. Yeah,
He's
he's outside, bro. He be outside. But a lot of people know him. He ran clubs. He did a whole bunch of stuff. So through him, I met a lot of people. Through believe it or not, church, I met a lot of people. That's how a team of mine, or like my mom's and her friend and some people from church, I set up one of my homeboys to do a video shoot with Plies.
Okay.
So, and that was way back. But then I ran into him all the time in the studio. We became cool.
Yeah.
Tom G, oh man, he know me, he know my sister. Like we go back to, cause he from over here.
Yeah, he from here.
I used to be over here. Like Nick, who got deported, the one in Trinidad. That's when I met. He called me still. Like I can call him right now. Like
That's crazy.
those other rap groups like Get Back Boys. They just being with them, cause I rapped, so it's like being with them. That's how we met. Hulk Hogan's daughter lived here. I think she still stays here.
Okay, probably around like John Cena and them say yeah.
Met her, met them, did a video shoot like at one of their cribs. My ex actually designed like part of John Cena's crib. She worked for like the design company that had like him under contract or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, she designed his crib.
That's crazy. I remember I was like, I want to say middle school, high school. Like they used to, Tom G got a block party this weekend. Like all the time, right there on 58. Yeah.
Yeah, those used to be crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
I used to be there.
Yeah. Like, I never went to any, but I heard like they happen like every weekend or something like that.
Yeah, those used to be crazy. I mean, you remember, how old are you? Wait.
I'm 27, but I grew up in Costa Rica. I came here when I was like 8. So.
Wait, nah. Well, you remember Harpo's in Brandon?
Harpo's? No, I don't think so. What was Harpo's?
It was that teen club, the one over there where all of that's so different now.
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
know.
It was like, what's over there? Like Golden Corral?
Yeah.
Okay. But then you had Genghis Grill or whatever. It was a club like right over there.
Really?
It was called like Harpo's.
I don't remember seeing that spot.
It had a couple other names.
Okay.
It was directly across from
Golden Corral.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That the restaurant was start with a B.
Okay.
But yeah, we used to go there all the time too. We had the parties there, and I remember one night everybody like trashed the 7-Eleven. Oh no! What was it called at the time? I don't know. It was a different gas station.
Way different back then.
Right? Yeah, it was a different gas station like right across. You know how they had the like ice and all of the sodas and stuff outside?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm talking like that whole club. Just picture the whole club come out, and we're all young and bad. So everybody's just taking shit. The ice, just nothing like that. it was bad. Man.
Hey, fun for y'all, but not for the business owner.
What? Like, yo, a lot of that stuff, bro. You look back, you laugh.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
Hey,
Yeah, we're living.
what's with me, boys?
Yeah.
Hey Trey, what would be like? I guess the scariest experience you've had in the streets. Have you had any?
Scary as in what? Like
Maybe like life threatening or like I don't know, anything like that. Have you been in an experience like that or?
Yeah, plenty. That's what I was thinking. Like, as far as drug related or shootout related, like
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. All right. So we was in an area in Tampa. I could say too much on that. We was in an area in Tampa. We did get into a little shootout. Now, you say scary. Yes, I was fucking terrified because my little cousin was with me, and he was in the front seat, and now all I can think of is, if I don't get him home, my aunt is gonna kill me.
Yes.
Right, so
I'm like, do I die now or do I die?
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like some people think like they see me way different after that day because of how I was. Like, yo, give me yo, and I went to going crazy, and it was like, you a wild dude, and it's like. Y'all don't even really understand. I was making sure he got home. This is my little cousin. Like, he out here with me. My aunt I would never hear the end of that. Like, if something happens to him, it'll be over for me. So it's like, that was my biggest thing. Like, even he knows to this day. We even told her. I was like, yo, I've got out of a situation because of the thought that being scared of you.
Hey, whatever works.
It wasn't even like we're getting shot at.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about none of that. It's just yo, hey, drive. I gotta make sure he get home.
Yeah. You're in the shootout. You're like, yo, take me. Take him home, though, please.
Make sure, if anything happens to anybody, is let it be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure. You got any questions?
Yeah, well, I got a few, but are you...
No, that was it.
Alright, so I was gonna ask you, so you never stopped music? Like, from back then till now, you never stopped music? You still kinda...
I did stop. I stopped because I felt like, or as people would say, I was ahead of my time. As far as when I came, or when I was doing my thing, bubbling up, and everything was going good, it's the same time Soulja Boy and that type of shit is coming into the game, like, and I'm making the most creative verses that I feel is like out of this world creative, and they're just using like cat in the hat rhymes and shit, and I just was like, yo, beats is really carrying people. I'm not about to sit here and really formulate something that like makes sense, told a story, like lyrical, and that's not what people even care for.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
So yeah, that's kind of what got me out of it. Plus, my dad is a pastor, or elder, so, and I noticed the things that I was doing reflected him.
Right.
So, like, you would hear people, or my sisters telling me like, oh, they saying this, that at the church, because at the time I done already moved out, like I'm on my own. So, but my sisters is coming and telling me like, yeah, at church they say this is that, and it's making him look bad. And it's like, that ain't got nothing to do with me, like. But that was one of the things where I felt like, you know what, let me chill out. Plus, the passion for it wasn't even there no more, because there's no real competition. Like, I'm not about to do cat in the hat rhymes.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I had stopped that. But I mean, would I still do music? Yeah, I would, given the right circumstances. It's something that I love, so I wouldn't mind doing it.
Is it something that runs in your family? Because I know you were talking about your grandpa.
Yes. Music, musicians, yes. We almost all of us play instruments, write or sing, or like I got a cousin that play bass, cousin that play saxophone. Like almost all. Well, no, not all. I got like 4 girl cousins that sing. 2 male ones that sing. It's like 4 or 5 of us that rap, but probably more than that. But just think about it off top, just trying to run it through the names real quick. It's a bunch of musicians in my family though.
That's crazy. And what would you say is like your biggest passion ever? Like your first one, like from when you were younger, is still your passion, like to this day.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
It's okay. We don't gotta say.
Cause I don't know how PG we're gonna keep this.
No, you go whatever you want. Just remember something on YouTube.
I'm a man.
If you feel
Pussy
comfortable, bro.
is the passion, bro.
Yeah. Of course.
That's what we do. That's what it is.
Basically, every time we bring in a guest, we tell them to talk about any topic they like to talk about. You did mention something about wanting to talk about a book that you're dropping. So go ahead, talk about that a little bit.
2 of them actually. The second one, and this is all authentic and genuine. It came from class.
Oh.
Like, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
We have Jason. Now we know Jason is how do we say that without getting canceled?
we're not monetized. We're good. We're not monetized.
Jason is homosexual. Let's go there.
Okay.
But he's cool.
Yeah, super dope guy.
Yeah. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
But I had asked him something that always made sense to me anyway. And I asked him like, hey, would you date and see something long term with a female that's a stud? He said, yeah.
That's an interesting question.
Now, what's crazy about it is I recently seen something on Instagram too about a couple that's like that.
Yeah.
And I believe like that's how it was, or it possibly should be. Instead of like religion calling them like an abomination and shit like that, which those be the things that makes me not agree with religion, which is why I don't deal. But in other words, I digress.
I
digress. But yeah, instead of being called abominations and being shunned by family and all of that, or me and Terrence was talking about it, and Terrence is another guy from our class and who's really knowledgeable regarding history and the Bible and stuff. Me and him was talking about it. He was like, nah, it's said that there's an abomination, they cannot procreate. And I was like, well, a homosexual man and a homosexual woman, or what, I don't know if that's called the same thing. I'm gonna just say gay and lesbian. A gay man and a stud lesbian definitely could still make a baby.
Yeah.
And my point was, the issue with society is we don't take the time to really think about things like fully or put it into a bigger picture, a bigger perspective. Like we're looking at the shell instead of looking at the spirit. If you're born and they say, oh no, it's a mental illness because a guy feels like he was born but he's supposed to be a girl. It's not necessarily a mental illness. Before we're incarnated here, we already have a soul or a spirit or a consciousness.
Right.
We're that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And one of the things that Hermetics, which is ancient Egyptian teaching, one of the things that Hermetics teaches us is the principle of gender, which is like it's always you're gonna have masculine and feminine, which is like energy. That energy, like it's two sides
for sure.
So before we're incarnated here, if my masculine energy is here, my feminine energy is here. That's just how it is. When you're born a male, that's what happens. Now, the issue is, and this is just going a little beyond, but I'll get back. The issue is, as we grow up, feminine energy stays here, our masculine energy goes here. So that's typically how most people are. Mm-hmm. Most males. Right. Females is the same thing, just opposite
way. Yeah.
Now, with us being here, we're so macho. We're so
Right.
Now we look at the feminine man different or downgrade or like have an issue with it. Mm-hmm. But what we don't really understand, or which is why I'm seeing the way I'm seeing, and you probably can speak on it as far as in our training class right now, when they see me, they think like, okay, alpha, like he's
right.
But really I'm a sigma male, but that's another story.
Right.
But that's because I understood that those two sides, and what I did was bring that side up and then once this side came up and met here, I was able to.
Right.
So now, like I said, the typical male, his masculinity is here. Mm-hmm. Mine is here, with my feminine energy. Mm-hmm. Right, so that's why it looks kind of different from like a woman's standpoint.
For sure.
So
that's.
But yeah, when we're incarnated, you resonate like y'all too. Y'all resonated because the masculine was the one on top. So you resonated and naturally got attracted to what was considered masculine by nature and by society. Mm-hmm. That's what separates everything. So the difference is they was born a male, but their feminine energy was a little on top. Yeah. So they resonated and naturally like went towards feminine things. Uh-huh. Now, what people got to understand is that masculine is always still there. So the reason why they're how they are, like they're generally great people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that feminine, that masculine builds. Now, is it up where mine is? Not necessarily, because they got to deal with all of the society pressures, and they can't. It's always a confusing thing with them, right? Or as far as the people that I talk to, it's always a confusing thing. So it's just one of the things where if we accept it, like looking at it from the energy aspect instead of just a shell, like that's a gay man with another gay man. It's like, yeah, if we took the shell away, it's a feminine energy dealing with a masculine energy. Right. Like every single time, even with women, the studs, they resonate with masculine energy, so they're attracted to feminine energy. Sure. So for a gay man with feminine energy to be attracted to a stud lesbian with masculine energy, that makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. And it could happen, which there is successful stories of that, and they can have children, and as far as procreate, they can do that, right? And it's no reason for them to be considered anything less than normal.
Yeah. So that's something that you are talking about in your second book?
Yes, I'm going to write basically all of that down and more. I'm going to just have more science to back it. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to talk to a couple more people. Like I talked to Jason about it, and I talked to one other person, but I still want like a real broad spectrum of different people chiming in, and then I'm going to just take everything that I grasp from it and put it together in that second one. And
back to that topic, a lot that has to do with people's mindset is religion, I feel like, because like I'm from a predominant Catholic country. I'm from Costa Rica, so there anything that doesn't follow the religion is seen as bad. So regardless of what country they go to, if they see two men or two women, it's like that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Right. And that overtakes, I guess it's like you said, it's a show that they can't like overlook that. You know what I mean? Because that's how they grew up.
Right. And I mean, and it comes. I don't want to say it starts in the home, but if you're able to teach if you're able to understand that son, not your son, but that son, right, your son, and get him to understand, like, okay, you resonate with more of a feminine energy, which is fine. Mm-hmm. So that means, you break it down to where you take the shell away, get him to understand that you're looking for masculine energy, then you still kind of guide him towards masculine female, because that works. Right. I still can make babies. I still can have children. It doesn't have to be, just completely ruled out by society, but society doesn't understand how to teach that. And plus, I mean, they're trying to depopulate the world anyway. So right. We're never going to get that type of teaching. The things that I'm speaking on right now, I mean, yeah, it makes the greatest sense, but even if you told, like, the government that, they're not going to push that.
Right. Another thing I want to say with that, there's, like you said, people are born with certain energies, but you lean more towards one or the other, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot of times where I feel like even your mental state has to do with it, because you might start with you're born a man, you have born male energy. But it comes to a time where the guy might have been hurt so much by women that they are open to experiencing stuff with other men, and then I guess that feminine side kind of like overtakes. Well, you know what I mean? You know,
I get what you're saying, and that's why I want to speak to more people regarding that, because a female that I spoke to said, I know these females out here, and it's a lot of them that they're just freaks. They're just freaks. So they act like they're a stud, but behind closed doors, they're still dealing with men. Like, or you know, you got females that saying I'm bi. They just want to do freaky shit, which is cool. But they're identifying themselves as something that they're necessarily not. When I mean like you have that feminine energy, like, and I don't know how many gay dudes you met, but some really just, you can tell like, yo, it's, if you take this shell away, this is a girl. Like some people really hold that, and I feel like as far as like trauma, once you're going through life, that affects things, but it doesn't necessarily. Nothing's never gonna change your masculine energy, bro. It's where it's at. It's what you resonate with. Remember, I said before we even incarnated into these bodies, it was already set what we are, who we are, like what what we stand on. So that's, I would say that's depending on who you're talking with.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a good topic, like you said, to ask different types of people in different stages of it, I guess.
Yeah.
To see their viewpoints, because there's definitely a lot more to it, I feel like.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, man, because I just want to be that voice to open up to the perspective. That's why I want to do the books about. I'm going to get started on it real soon. Yeah. But I want to open up people's eyes to, like, take the shell off. If you took the shell off, a lot of times, bro, it's like a lot of things will be different. Just like what I was explaining. The reason why our countries is the way they are is too much masculine energy. Too much masculine energy. If, like I said, everybody's like this, and then you have men with money and power, so theirs is a little higher as well. So with theirs being there and that feminine energy not being almost non-existent, it's basically like, Russia, Ukraine, all of that. That situation is, every country is, masculine energy is basically telling you, like, we're doing it my way. I don't care what y'all saying. Yeah. Like, this is how it is. Yeah. And if you feeling like that and you over Russia, we're gonna do it this way. I'm not trying to be diplomatic with them. And you're wherever. Like, we're right next door to him, so yeah, I'm rocking with him. Or we got a diplomatic agreement or like whatever. So it's like, all right, we're gonna ride with them, but I don't really give a fuck about what they talking about either. Like, I want to do it my way. That's always gonna cause a clash. Too much feminine energy is the same thing. You have rational, which would be considered masculine, and then you have irrational, which would be considered feminine, which is not a bad thing. It's just they're more on the creative side of the spectrum and not logic. But it's just like left brain and right brain. So when you have too much of one, chaos. Like, everything has to balance. It's like what Bruce Lee said, be water. Be water. Like, when things balance out, it makes it way better. Like, I used to tell people when they be like, yo, you real arrogant, and it's like, yeah, I was humble all my life. I was humble for like 30 years. I make $1,500 a week now. I make $2,000 a week now. I can be cocky. Like, I've done the humble shit. I'm gonna talk my shit now because I did what I needed to do to get to this position. So the fuck, I'm talking shit. I go to the gym every night, and even when I bulk eat, when I was telling you, like, bro, you can bulk eat, like, you have a lot of muscle mass that you don't even know is there, like, right now. But I have to bulk eat for that. To get, like, your size, I have to eat a lot and then shred it down. And then, because when you do that, you look bigger afterwards. Like, so I recently just was bulk eating to get up to, like, I was trying to get up to, like, 180. I'm at, like, 175 now. So now I'm going to drop down to, like, 165, 160 again. But I'm going to look bigger than I did the last time I was at 160, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, I forgot what I was even.
No, you're good. But I got interested by the gym talk. I'm trying to lose some weight, man. Because the thing for me recently, okay, so I've been at the gym for like a month now, right? Hitting the weights. So I weigh the same I did, but I'm skinnier. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just explaining to you. Like, once you can drop down in weight but look the same, like, or like how you was explaining.
Yeah.
It's weird, bro, because your fat mass and muscle mass is so completely different. Just like with eating, like you can eat a lot, but you're feeding only the muscle. So it's like you would think a person like, damn, you about to gain a lot of weight because I see you eating like 5 times a day, and it's like, nah, he's eating specific things 5 times a day, which is only going to certain parts of his muscles, which he's working out. So yeah, he's gaining at the same time, losing all the excess.
Right. You turn the fat to muscle. Basically.
Yeah, and then that happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but what I remember now. I was saying, like, if I'm in the gym, like you've been in the gym for a month now.
Yeah.
Wait till you hit 6 months and you're different, and it's like, and you're buying new clothes. Like, yeah, I gotta get some new. Bro, it's time to be. To me, it's time to be cocky. He's already humble. I was humble when I was being nice to y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
I'm in the gym every day now. I'm in the gym for 6 months. Like, I put in the fucking work to come to this pool party and take my shirt off and look at y'all with your shirts still on and be like, oh well.
Right.
I mean, everything has to balance.
Oh yeah. All right. Any last questions before we finish?
I heard that's your second book. What's the first one?
The first one.
Where do you get it?
The first one, I still have to work on all of that. That's why the second one is kind of that one is kind of free game, just so people to see like where my mind is at. But my first one, Relationship Pyramid, that one is kind of already set up. Not gonna say too much. I can't say too much about that one because I still got to put that paperwork behind it, because this is the one I'm serious about. That's gonna be the one for me. Like I feel like I can say it on here. It's gonna be a bestseller. Depending on what hands I get it in, it's definitely gonna be a bestseller because I feel like it's gonna help a lot of people out in New York.